Let me ask you something. Have you ever met a woman who seemed perfect at first? She's beautiful. She's charming. She knows exactly how to make you feel wanted. But then slowly, you start noticing things. Her choices don't make sense. Her actions don't match her words. And deep down, something tells you, something's wrong here. Here's the cold, brutal truth most men refuse to accept. Looks don't equal wisdom. Some women are breathtaking on the outside, but make disastrous decisions that can destroy your peace, drain your energy, and shatter your life. And if you don't learn to recognize these signs early, you're putting your happiness, your money, and your mental health at serious risk. In this video, I'm revealing the 6 undeniable signs of a woman who lacks emotional intelligence, self-awareness, and respect for herself. Miss even one of these signs, Angsu, and you could end up falling for the wrong woman and losing years of your life to someone who was never worth your loyalty. Pay attention, because after today, you'll never look at women the same way again. By sign 1, she chooses drama over peace. There's a saying I want you to remember forever. Smart women protect their peace. Stupid women protect their ego. This one principle can save you years of heartbreak. Now picture this. You're sitting at a Starbucks in New York. City on a quiet Sunday morning. You're sipping your coffee, scrolling through emails, and then suddenly, you hear a loud voice behind you. A woman is yelling at her boyfriend over a text message. Not cheating, not betrayal. Just a simple message he received from a coworker about a project. But for her, it's World War III. And that, my friend, is your first red flag. Stupid women choose drama over peace. Why drama is her addiction. For emotionally immature women, drama feels exciting. It's addictive. The rush of arguing, the chaos of conflict, the emotional roller coaster, it feeds her need for validation. In her mind, if she's fighting, it must mean you care. If she's upset, it must mean she matters. She equates conflict with love, and that's dangerous. A wise, emotionally intelligent woman, she communicates calmly. She wants to solve problems, not create them. But a stupid woman, she thrives on tension because without it, she feels invisible. How this impacts your life? The truth is, living with a woman who loves drama is like living inside a ticking time bomb. Your days become unpredictable, your peace becomes fragile, your emotional energy gets drained fast. I've coached men in Los Angeles, London, and Chicago who stayed with women like this, and they all told me the same thing. I started losing myself trying to manage her chaos. And that's exactly the danger here. When you're constantly walking on eggshells, you stop focusing on your goals, your growth, and your happiness. Why you must pay attention early. The biggest mistake men make is ignoring small red flags in the beginning, overreacting to minor issues, turning simple conversations into emotional battles, accusing you without evidence. They dismiss these as just mood swings. But over time, this pattern grows stronger. Remember this. A woman's behavior in small conflicts tells you how she'll act in big ones. A stupid woman chooses her ego over your peace. A smart woman chooses the relationship over her pride. If you want a healthy relationship, you need emotional stability. A woman who chooses drama over peace will never give you that. And here's the hard truth. You can't fix her. You can't change her. You can only protect your energy by choosing differently. Because at the end of the day, peace isn't optional. It's priceless. Sign 2, she values attention over respect. Let me tell you about a guy named Michael from Los Angeles. He was dating this beautiful woman. Stunning, Instagram perfect, the kind who turns heads when she walks into a room. But there was a problem. Every night before bed, she spent 2 hours editing selfies, making TikToks and checking likes. And every morning, the first thing she'd do was check how many men DM'd her overnight. Michael loved her deeply, but he noticed something alarming. No matter how much he valued her, it was never enough. Because what she really craved was validation from strangers. The psychology behind attention addiction. Some women measure their entire worth by how many people desire them. More likes, more value. More DMs, more confidence. More attention, more power. This isn't confidence. This is insecurity disguised as self-love. And here's the reality. A woman who constantly seeks attention cannot give you her full loyalty. Because her sense of self isn't built on self-respect. It's built on external approval. How this destroys relationships. When a woman values attention over respect, you'll always feel like you're competing. competing with her followers, competing with strangers online, competing with her own need to feel desired by everyone. I've seen this pattern in women from Miami, London, and Sydney. It's not about culture, it's about mindset. A man dating a woman like this starts to feel insecure and wondering if he's enough, drained and constantly fighting for her focus. Unimportant because her image matters more than intimacy. Respect is the real attraction. Here's what most men don't realize. Attention fades, respect lasts. A smart, emotionally mature woman knows that being respected by one good man is worth more than being desired by 1,000 strangers. But a stupid woman? She'll trade loyalty for likes, she'll trade dignity for DMs, and she'll never see the damage until it's too late. How to spot this early? Pay attention to these subtle signs. She spends more time online than offline. She constantly talks about her followers and likes. She posts provocative photos just to trigger engagement. She seems bored with private affection, but lights up when strangers compliment her. If you see this pattern, run, because her need for validation will always compete with her ability to truly connect. A woman who values attention over respect will never prioritize you, and because she doesn't prioritize herself. And here's the painful truth. If she doesn't respect herself, she'll never respect you. Remember this rule. Choose the woman who chooses you, not the one who chooses likes. Sign 3. She plays the victim in every situation. Here's a hard truth most men ignore. A woman who always plays the victim will eventually make you the villain. Let me take you into a real-life story. Jason, a 32-year-old software engineer from San Francisco, was dating a woman named Claire. At first she seemed sweet, soft-spoken, and different from the rest. But within 6 months, Jason started noticing a disturbing pattern. No matter what went wrong, at work, with friends, or even in traffic, Claire was never at fault. Her boss was unfair. Her friends were jealous. Her exes were all toxic. And soon, Jason became the next bad guy on her list. The psychology behind playing the victim. Women who constantly see themselves as victims avoid accountability. Why? Because blaming others feels safer than facing the mirror. In psychology, this is called the external locus of control, the belief that everything bad in life is caused by someone else. And here's the dangerous part. When a woman refuses to take responsibility, every conflict in your relationship becomes your fault, even when it's clearly not. The endless emotional trap. With a woman like this, you'll spend endless nights explaining yourself, trying to calm her down, trying to fix her pain. But here's what happens. You become her therapist, not her partner. You start apologizing for things you didn't even do. And slowly, you begin losing yourself. I've seen men from London, New York, and Toronto go through this on the strong, intelligent guys who ended up emotionally exhausted because they kept carrying someone else's emotional baggage. How to spot the pattern early? Watch closely for these signs in the first few weeks of dating. She constantly talks about how everyone betrayed her. She complains endlessly but never seeks solutions. She gaslights you into thinking you caused her pain. She twists situations so she's always the innocent one. These aren't cute quirks. They're red flags flashing in bright neon lights. Why this behavior destroys relationships? When a woman refuses to accept responsibility, conflicts never get resolved. Communication breaks down. Resentment builds silently. And here's the sad truth. No matter how much you love her, you can't heal someone who refuses to heal themselves. The more you try, the deeper you get. Telling you one thing, she values her control more than your peace. You cannot build a healthy relationship on control and chaos. You need mutual respect, not constant power struggles. And the harsh reality? The longer you tolerate boundary violations, the harder it becomes to escape the cycle. Choose the woman who values your limits, not the one who tests them endlessly. Because at the end of the day, respect isn't requested, it's enforced. Sign 5, she thrives on drama and chaos. Here's a bitter truth most men learn too late. Some women are addicted to drama the way others are addicted to oxygen. Let me tell you about Adam, a 30-year-old banker from New York. When he first met Megan at a rooftop party in Manhattan, she was exciting, spontaneous, and full of energy. Every day with her felt like an adventure. But within 3 months, Adam realized something terrifying. With Megan, there was never peace. The endless chaos cycle. One night, Megan would be upset about a comment her coworker made. The next day, she'd be angry because Adam liked a random photo on Instagram. The day after, she'd start a fight because he didn't text her back within 5 minutes. It was always something, and when Adam tried to calm her down, she'd accuse him of not caring enough. Sound familiar? The psychology behind drama-seeking women. In psychology, this pattern often comes from emotional instability. Some women grew up in environments where chaos felt normal, so when things get calm, they subconsciously create drama to feel alive. For them, peace feels boring, arguments feel exciting, drama equals attention, and here's the trap. If you stay, you'll spend your entire relationship walking on eggshells, constantly guessing what might set her off next. Signs you're dealing with a drama seeker. Watch for these early warnings. Every week, there's a new enemy in her life. She exaggerates small problems into massive disasters. She thrives on gossip and conflicts. She drags you into fights that aren't even yours. And worst of all, she'll often create problems just to see how you'll react. Why men stay stuck? Many men fall into the trap of thinking they can fix her. But here's the harsh reality. You can't fix someone who enjoys the chaos. You'll drain your mental energy. Trying to bring peace to someone who's addicted to storms. And the more you try to stabilize the relationship, the more chaos she'll create, because it's what feels normal to her. If you notice constant drama in the early stages, don't ignore it, because here's the truth. If her life is a roller coaster, yours will be too. Choose a woman who values peace, not one who destroys it to feel alive, because at the end of the day, love can't survive constant chaos. Sign 6, she lacks emotional maturity.
Now let's talk about one of the most dangerous signs of all.
A woman who lacks emotional maturity. At first, she might seem fun, playful, even carefree. But over time, you'll notice something deeper. When things get serious, she shuts down, lashes out, or runs away instead of dealing with problems like an adult. The London case. Ryan, a 27-year-old from London, started dating Sophie, a stunning woman with an incredible personality. In the beginning, everything felt perfect. But one evening, when Ryan tried to discuss where their relationship was headed, Sophie exploded. She accused him of pressuring her, then ignored him for 3 days straight. Whenever real conversations came up, Sophie would change the topic, make jokes to avoid responsibility, or simply disappear. Ryan soon realized Sophie wasn't ready for a real relationship. What emotional immaturity looks like. Here are common signs you're dealing with someone emotionally stuck. She avoids serious conversations about the relationship. She refuses to apologize even when clearly wrong. She blames everyone else but never herself. She uses silent treatment or emotional withdrawal. She turns every disagreement into a full-blown fight. This isn't just frustrating, it's toxic. The psychology behind it. Emotionally immature women often grew up without healthy role models for conflict resolution. So instead of communicating, they react. Instead of reflecting, they explode. They lack the emotional tools required to navigate challenges, which makes every small disagreement feel like the end of the world. How it affects you. Here's the dangerous part. When you're with an emotionally immature woman, you become her emotional babysitter. You suppress your feelings to avoid fights. You over-explain yourself constantly. You start losing confidence without realizing it. Over time, this erodes your mental peace and damages your self-respect. Why most men ignore this red flag? Men often overlook emotional immaturity because they're blinded by attraction or infatuation. They convince themselves, maybe she'll grow up over time. But here's the truth. Emotional maturity doesn't magically develop in relationships. It's built long before you meet her. You need a woman who can communicate openly, handle conflicts calmly, take responsibility for her actions. Because without emotional maturity, even the strongest attraction won't survive the storms. A high-value man knows this. Love isn't just about chemistry, it's about compatibility. And when emotional maturity is missing, the relationship becomes a ticking time bomb. Final words. So here's the truth, my friend. A woman's beauty might attract you, but her mindset will determine your happiness. Don't ignore the red flags. Don't let charm blind you to patterns of stupidity. Because the wrong woman doesn't just waste your time, she can destroy your potential. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.